Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. 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 Od Avinu Chai, Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu, Od Avinu, Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu Chai, Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu, Od Avinu, Od Avinu Chai. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael 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 Chai.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I am Rabbi Barry Silver, and on behalf of congregation L'Dor Va-Dor, it's my great pleasure and thrill to invite you, to welcome you to our Shabbat celebration. We practice a unique type of Judaism called Cosmic Judaism. It merges and unites the best qualities of science and religion. So it's not only inspirational, it's inspirational. It's a way to tap into the joy and excitement of Judaism in a rational way which will not insult your intelligence. Yes, my friends, we don't just practice Judaism. We strive to live it. Our goal is not just to observe Judaism, but to act upon it. We are not here just to keep traditions. We intend to keep tradition relevant by making it accessible to the rational mind and interpreting it according to modern ways. We don't just follow the past. We use the past to enliven the present and to guide us towards the future. In order to do this on this Friday night, we have Stacy Lichtman, who will join us in lighting the candles, and Wendy Frank, who will lead us in the Kiddush. And now, let the celebration of Shabbat begin.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. These lights are only flickering flames, yet flames illumine our uncertain steps. Flames purify and renew, soften and refine. They brighten and make warm. Flames remind us of Sabbaths long past and of their beauty that delighted our hearts. May they inspire us to work for the great Sabbath of peace. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech olam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. I look forward to when we could all be together. May you have a peaceful Shabbat. Amen.
The beginning of Shabbat is marked by reciting a benediction sanctifying the day. Kiddush, which means sanctification, is the prayer recited over the wine through which Jews proclaim the uniqueness of Shabbat. Sweet wine has long been used to make Shabbat just a little sweeter. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Borei Pri Hagafen. Shabbat Shalom.
לכבד אותי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לכבד אותי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לכבד אותי לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה. לכבדי לקראת כלה, פני 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 שבת נקבלה.
As we now move towards the traditional prayers of Judaism interpreted in modern ways, we remember the candles that are the symbols of Judaism. Why two candles? One represents the light of reason, and the other the light of love. Judaism is love, and science is reason. Together, the two of them create a bright flame. As Einstein said, science without religion is lame. Religion without science is blind. And so we use these two great lights to illuminate our path. And what is it about the candles that's so special? Well, the candles are a physical object, but they are able to shed energy and light. And we too are physical, but we're also capable of sharing energy and love and warmth with other people. The candle is spelled C-A-N-D-L-E. It stands for C, combat anti-Semitism and all types of persecution. A is for access our Jewish history and be active in living your life as a Jew. N stands for nourish and nurture your spirit and your soul. D is defend Israel and defend the oppressed. L is to learn about our heritage and learn about this wonderful world of ours in all of its diversity through music and art and science and history. And E is to be energetic in our expression of Judaism and also to enjoy. Shabbat Shalom is a time where we urge peace, and also we have the Oneg Shabbat, which means the joy of Sabbath. Yes, even though Sabbath occurs on a Saturday, it should not be a Saturday. It should be a happier day. So let us rejoice now with these prayers that give thanks for our blessings and for our ability to make this day and this week the best ever.
Adonai HaMevorach, Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach, Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed, Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod, Shem Kavod, Malchuto, Leolam, Leolam Vayed.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לעוד על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
No.
So far during this Shabbat celebration, we have heard some music and some readings and some of our traditions, but now comes the most important part of the service. You will hear nothing. Instead, you will listen within to your own conscience and to the voice within yourself that knows what you need to do in order to become fully actualized and to be able to translate these beautiful Jewish ideals into action. So let us take a few moments now with silent meditation and let us ponder and think, what can we do to use all the potential within us and to use Jewish ideals to have a better life? Each one of us will have a different message for ourselves. But now we're going to enter into the most important and perhaps the most exciting part of the Shabbat celebration, the time where we spend a little bit of reflection trying to figure out how we can be the best version of ourselves that we can. And I hope this reflection will continue on throughout the week.
מי שברך אבותינו, מי שברך אמותינו, הוא יברך את החולים. מי שברך אבותינו, מי שברך אמותינו, הוא יברך את החולים. וישלח להם מהרה רפואה, רפואה שלמה מן השמיים, רפואת הנפש ורפואת הגוף, ונאמר אמן. מי שברך אבותינו, מי שברך אמותינו, הוא יברך את החולים. אם תרצו, אם תרצו, אין זו אגדה, אין זו אגדה, להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, בארץ ציון בירושלים. תרצו, אם תרצו, אין זו אגדה, אין זו אגדה, להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, בארץ ציון וירושלים.
Baruchu et Adonai HaMavarach. Baruch Adonai HaMavarach L'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam, Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim, V'natan Lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah. Amen. And now, my friends, We have one of the most dramatic passages in all the Torah, indeed in all literature, which describes the reconciliation of Joseph with his brothers. In the prior Sedra, Joseph plays a trick on his brothers, perhaps in order to get back at them. He plants a goblet in Benjamin's bag and says, now Benjamin, because he stole it, must remain as his slave. The brothers are aghast, and Judah speaks up and says, our father has lost his favorite son Joseph, for he thought that Joseph had died. And now if we return back to him without his other favorite Benjamin, it will cause him to spend his final years and go to his grave in sadness. This would be a great sin for us. Take me instead, and let Benjamin return to his father. And the story picks up at that point with these words. V'lo yachol Yosef lihitapek l'chol hanitzavim alav. And Joseph could no longer control his emotions as he was standing before the others. V'yikra hotziu chol ish me'alai. Send everyone out of here. V'lo omed ish ito v'hitvada Yosef elachav. And not a soul was standing with them, his entourage, no one, as Joseph made himself known to his brothers. Vayiten et kolo b'bchi v'yishma'u Mitzrayim v'yishma bet Paro. And according to the Torah, he couldn't help but exclaim a cry of joy and of anguish. And all Egypt heard it, including his retinue. Vayomer Yosef elachav. Joseph said to his brothers, Ani Yosef, I am Joseph. Ha'od avi chai. Does my father still live? You notice the first thing he says to his brothers, wants to know about his father and his heritage and his ancestors. Does my father still live? The rabbis have interpreted this to mean, does his father still live within him? Has he still been influenced by the love and the traditions and the holiness of his father? We will still find out. We will find out shortly. V'lo yachlu echav la'anot oto ki nivhalu mipanav. His brothers could not even respond because they were dumbfounded to hear the words of the person they thought had died, their brother, who is now the ruler under Pharaoh of all Egypt. Vayomer Yosef elachav, Geshuna Eli. And Joseph said to his brothers, please come closer to me. Vayigash, and they approached him. Vayomer ani Yosef achechem. And he said, I am Joseph, your brother. Asher machartem oti mitzrayma. And just in case they forgot, you remember, the one that you sold into slavery in Egypt. Va'ata al te'atzvu va'al yichar be'enechem. And he comforted them and he said, but do not show remorse. Do not be saddened. Do not be angry at yourself. Ki machartem oti hena, because you sold me to Egypt. Ki lemachaya shalachani Elohim lifnechem. For this was not your doing, it was done by God in order to save you and to save Egypt. Ki zeh shnatayim ha'cha'av be'kerav ha'aretz ve'od chamesh shanim asher en charish u'batzir. We have already experienced 2 years of famine, but there will be another 5 long years without harvest and without crops. Vayishalcheni Elohim lifnechem, lasum lachem she'aret be'eretz ulahachayot lachem lefleta gedolah. He has sent me on. God sent me here through your doing, but you were just inadvertent servants of God in doing this. You didn't know. He sent me here through you in order that our people should be saved and a remnant should survive this horrible drought. Va'ata lo atem shlachtem oti hena ki Elohim hishmienu la'av lefacho la'adon lechol beto mashel b'chol eretz Mitzrayim. It was not you who did this. It was God who sent me to Pharaoh in order to be the leader and the ruler over Egypt. מההו ועלו אל אבי ואמרתם אלי כה אמר בנך יוסף ישמיעני אלוהים לאדון לכל מצרים רדה אלי אל תעמוד. And he said, go back now to our father and share the good news and tell them that your son Joseph is now the head of all Egypt. And please come down and I shall take care of you and provide for all of your needs. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu torat emet v'chai olam nata bitochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen. What an amazing Torah reading we had this week. We see so many spectacular lessons and messages all wrapped into one. One is the hero of the story, Joseph. His name means he shall increase. In the beginning of his saga, he was a brash teenager bragging to his brothers about these dreams that he had in which he was elevated above them, and he was full of hubris. And he couldn't wait to explain to his brothers how great he was going to be. But what does he do? He matures. Yosef means increase. He increases in maturity and in his love for other people. And by the time we end this story, he is actually prevaricating in order to make his brothers feel good. Maybe he sees it as the truth, but he says to his brothers, do not feel bad about what you did. You did nothing wrong. You were just serving a higher purpose when you sold me into slavery. He spoke to their heart according to the Torah. He absolves them of fault. Imagine if we could be like that. If someone wrongs us and does something to us, imagine if we could stop worrying about our own little ego and try to make them feel okay and reconcile. As Joseph did. What an incredible story of reconciliation. The Torah is quite dramatic. All of Egypt heard as he cried when he made himself known to his brothers. A remarkable saga that is not just something that happened long ago, but could happen right now with us. If there's anyone in our life that we have been estranged from, did they do anything worse to you than sell you into slavery? Yet Joseph reconciled with them. Could you be any more important than the person who was the second in command to the greatest empire on earth, Egypt, who now lowers himself to embrace, to cry, and to humble himself with his brothers, and to say, I am Joseph, your brother. Surely if he could do it, all of us can get off of our high horse and reconcile with others. Does my father still live, he asks, and he answers his own question when he forgives his brothers and says he will take care of them. He speaks to their heart. He shows love. Yes, the love of his father and his ancestors for his people. And this amazing covenant that he believes he has with a higher power, that covenant lives on in him. Does his father still live? Yes, and we must ask ourselves, do our fathers still live? Does our father and our grandfather and our ancestors live within us? Time will tell. This week we'll find out as we go out and interact with others. If we decide to take on a cause, if we decide to get involved instead of letting someone else do it, if we have reason to get angry but we don't, if we're able to help someone in need, then our fathers live on in us. We say, Am Yisrael Chai, and Od Avinu Chai. Yes, our fathers live on in us. My friends, the children of Israel say, Israel is real. Okay? If we are able to establish the state of Israel, then Israel is real. When we are able to be kind to others, then Israel is real. The Jewish people continue to live by imbibing the wisdom and the goals and the dreams of our fathers into our own hearts as well. Why are we called Jewish? What does the word Judaism mean? It is answered in this very passage. Because Judah, one of the children of Jacob, does something extraordinary. It is the first time in the Torah that someone does something so simple, but is so rare. He says, I was wrong. The first time is with an encounter with Tamar, who was a prostitute. And at least she disguised herself as a prostitute. You see, he had wronged her. When his son died, he was supposed to give the next older son to her in marriage according to Levirate marriage. He did that once, but after a couple of times he thought, this lady's bad news, and he didn't give the next son. And so he did something wrong. And so she disguised herself as a prostitute, and then he patronized her. In those days, they didn't have a driver's license or a birth certificate. Their means of identification was a signet ring or a cloak or a rope. And so he gave to her these identifiers so that he could come back and pay her. But the people of the town found out that she was a prostitute, and they said, stone her. And Judah said, yes, stone her. And then she produced these items that showed that Judah was the one who had patronized her. He could have kept it a secret, but he said, I was wrong. I made a mistake. I erred. He said it again with Joseph, when he was the one who agreed to sell Joseph into slavery. And then at the end of the story, he reverses himself and he says, let me be a slave to you, Joseph, so that my brother Benjamin can go back home to his father. He's completely shown remorse and showed that he recognized what he did was wrong. My friends, to err is human. But when we are able to show that we have not succumbed to error, and we don't put on airs, and we are able to transmit this to our heirs, then we will be able to be truly Jewish. What does it mean to be a Jew? The word literally means Yehudah, means to give thanks for everything around us. But here we see that when we're able to acknowledge fault, when we're able to reconcile with others, that's what it means to be Jewish. And my friends, if we could master that, we could accomplish so much more than we usually do. Imagine every person in our life with whom we've had some dispute or squabble. Imagine if we went to them and said, I was wrong. I'm sorry. Because we know that when we have problems, it's usually something that both of us have done. And you know what happens usually? When you say, I was wrong, I'm sorry, the other person usually says, I was wrong too. And you'll see a beautiful reconciliation like we see with Joseph and his brothers, of weeping and of hugging. What happens if we say in our own lives, you know what, this thing I did before, I was wrong, I can do better. That is the way to improve. That is the way to elevate ourselves to a higher level. That is the way to stop doing the same thing over and over and to do things better. That is essential to growth. What if as a religion the Jewish people could say, we erred, we made a mistake, we claim that this book called the Torah was written by God, in which it says that we should commit genocide and consider ourselves better and use the earth as if it belongs to us. We erred. This was our first effort at morality, not our last. But now we're here to say that the part of the Torah that says that we're all divine and that all living things are good, that part is true. But the part that says that we should conquer nature is wrong. We should conquer human nature in order to overcome our greed and our self-interest in order to achieve a higher level. It was Henry David Thoreau who said, you have built castles in the sky. That is fine, that's where they belong. Now lay the foundations. And I agree thoroughly with Thoreau. How do we lay the foundations? By delving back into our history, our heritage, and doing what Judah did. First, to give thanks for everything around us, and secondly, to say I was wrong. I made a mistake. I can do better. And when you say I can do better, then you have a can-do attitude towards life, and there's no stopping us. My friends, let us all have this attitude that we can do better and that we can atone and show remorse for what we've done. Not because we want to beat ourselves up, but because we want to elevate ourselves to a higher level. And I hope you will join with us at L'Dor Va-Dor, because we believe that Judaism can do better by immersing our heritage in rational thought in social action, in interfaith harmony, and in protecting our precious planet. Join with us at L'Dor Va-Dor. We need you and we need your support in order to help in the most important goal of the Jewish people, Tikkun Olam, to improve this world. Shabbat Shalom.
האוויר הרים צלול כיין וריח אורנים נישא ברוח ארבעים עם כל פעמונים ובתרדמת אילן ואבן שבויה בחלומה העיר אשר בדד יושבת ובליבה חומה ירושלים של זהב ושל נחושת ושל אור הלא לכל שירייך אני כינור ירושלים של זהב ושל נחושת ושל אור הלא לכל שירייך אני כינור
עלינו לשבח לדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי ארצות, ולא שמענו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
The words of the Kaddish are filled with joy and inspiration and exuberance. You might find that rather odd. I thought the Kaddish was all about people who are no longer with us. I thought this is a very sad type of prayer to say, remembering those who aren't with us. Quite the contrary. The Kaddish gives thanks and rejoices in the gift of life that we were able to share with our loved ones and the life that is within us right now. It has words like Yiskadal. This creative force within us is great. Yiskadash. It's holy. Shemerabah. It is elevated. Yispoah. It is magnificent. Yishomam. It is above all. Yisnaseh. It is sovereign. It is powerful. The words of the Kaddish are filled with our ancestors' inspiration and joy of life. And even when a life is taken from us, we rejoice in the years that we shared with them, the ability that we have to recall what was good and meaningful in their life, and also the ability to make their lives and their memories a blessing by rejoicing in their life and carrying on what was meaningful to them, so that their message and their mission in life will continue through us. We now read the words of the Kaddish. יסגדל ויסגדש שמי רבה, ויאמר דברח רוסי וימליך מלכוסי, וחייכון וימכון וחיי דכל בית ישראל, ועגלה בזמן קריב אמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ומי ומיה, יסבורך ויסתבח ויסבואר ויסחומם ויסנשא, ויסדר ויסעלה ויסעלל שמי לקדושה בריחו. לעילום אין כה ברכסה ושירסה, תושבחסה ונחמסה, תאמירון ביומה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלום הרבה מן שמיה וחיים, עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן.
Shabbat Shalom and good evening from all of us at L'Dor Va-Dor to you. I'm Sharon Leibovitz. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching our Shabbat celebration with L'Dor Va-Dor. We offer a unique view of Judaism and Shabbat. Ours is a rational and inspiring view. We like to call it inspirational Judaism, and L'Dor Va-Dor has so much to offer. We hope you find us worth your while and will choose to join with our congregation family or make a donation to assist us in obtaining our goal. That is to build the Judaism of tomorrow today. Be a part of the excitement at L'Dor Va-Dor. Be a part of L'Dor Va-Dor. We hold our Zoom Torah study each Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. with Rabbi Barry Silver, a time to learn more about our Torah and gain some valuable insight. We welcome you to join us this Tuesday evening, December 14th at 7 p.m. This Wednesday, December 15th at 7 p.m., we'll offer our monthly series, Rabbi Sam Silver Controversial Issues, on Zoom, where Rabbi Barry and guest B.J. Saul will discuss the topic of Christopher Hitchens and Is God Great? B.J. Saul is the leader of Beth Adam, the South Florida Center for Humanistic Judaism. The topic is based on Mr. Hitchens's book, God is Not Great. On this, the 10th anniversary of his passing, Mr. Hitchens is the most controversial figure in modern day America. We hope you'll tune in and join us for this exciting debate and discussion. Next Saturday evening, December 18th, we'll repeat our special offering of a taste of Shabbat, Shira and Havdalah, on Zoom at 7 p.m., led for us by Andrew Sussman, educator, inspiring singer, and leader. This is a beautiful service filled with song, words, and deeper meaning of the special traditions that our Judaism hold for us. Join us for this special time next Saturday evening. We hope to see you then. Next Friday evening, December 17th at 7 p.m., we'll hold our next Zoom Shabbat with Rabbi Barry, a time where we can be a part of our celebration and participate along with us. Looking forward to seeing all of you together for this special service on Zoom. We welcome all to join with us for our Oneg Shabbat this evening, our Zoom and Schmooze tonight at 8 p.m., a time to hear some songs, enjoy some conversation, and be together for Shabbat. Check out L'Dor Va-Dor on our website, ledorvador.org, where you can obtain the links for all our programs and events. Visit our Facebook page, our YouTube channel, and sign up for our email newsletters, which keep you in the know with what's happening and what's going on at L'Dor Va-Dor. We wish you a brilliant holiday season and a beautiful Shabbat. We hope you'll join us for more often and become a part of L'Dor Va-Dor. Shabbat Shalom. Have a wonderful and peaceful week ahead. From all of us at L'Dor Va-Dor, with love.
My friends, we just finished celebrating Hanukkah, and people wonder, why is it 8 days? Most of the holidays are 7. 8 days. Well, there's a fictitious story about oil lasting 8 days, but that's just part of mythology. The reason why it lasts for 8 days is because it's trying to teach us something, that when the week is over, we need to carry over Shabbat and Hanukkah into our everyday lives. So I hope that as we conclude this Shabbat celebration, and as Hanukkah comes to an end also, we will remember that we must continue to live the ideals that are represented by these great festivals. We have the power to be like a candle, to be a light in the darkness, to shed light through love and through learning and through joy with other people, even after Shabbat and Hanukkah are officially ended. And therefore, I want to share with you the priestly benediction. Yivorecha Adonai v'yishmorecha. May you be protected and may you be blessed in life. May the light of love, the light of the Shabbat and the Hanukkah candles be alive and well and burn brightly within you and be transmitted to others. May you be lifted up by the power of the words that we have heard and the strength of our heritage in order to be a source of strength and comfort to those in need. Amen. I want to thank everyone for joining us at L'Dor Va-Dor in this Shabbat celebration and supporting a rational approach to Judaism. In the world today, in religion and in politics and in government, we need science and reason more than ever. And so I thank you for supporting a congregation that believes in science and religion working together to improve this world. I hope to see you on future occasions. We will be meeting live in many different occasions and many different formats. We have thrilling and exciting discussions. Please join with us on ledorvador.org. You can find all of it. And if you have any comments of how we can improve or suggestions, please contact me, Rabbi Barry Silver, Barry Boca at AOL or 561-302-1818. I would love to hear from you. Shabbat Shalom.
כל עוד בלבב פנימה, נפש יהודי הומייה, ולפתי מזרח קדימה, אי לציון צופיה. עוד לא תקוותנו, התקווה בת שנות 2000, להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון ירושלים, להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון וירושלים. אוויר הרים צלול כיין וריח אורנים, נישא ברוח ארבעים עם כל פעמונים, ובתרדמת אילן ואבן שבויה בחלומה, העיר אשר בדד יושבת ובליבה חומה, ירושלים של זהב ושל נחושת ושל אור, הלא לכל שירייך אני כינור. ירושלים של זהב ושל נחושת ושל אור, הלא לכל